What's up, guys? Welcome or welcome back. If you are new here, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. So in today's fashion upcycle, what I wanted to do was show you a bunch of different ways on how to take two pair of pants and mesh them together. So with all the ones that I did 4 pairs altogether, and you'll see in the video one pair I ended up showing you how I did it, but I didn't like how I did the front, so I ended up using the back part of that pant to do another pair. But it still showed you a different way of doing it, and I showed you my mistake so that you wouldn't make that mistake. So here's all the pairs that I completed. This pair right here is a track pant in the front and a jean in the back, and I kept the piping on the track pant going all the way down, and this pair fits me really good. I love the way this one turned out fitting me. I suggest, and I said this in the video somewhere, but I suggest if you're gonna go thrifting to do upcycles like this, I suggest you get both pair of pants one size bigger. That way you don't have to worry about your seam allowance on the side seams or on the inseam when you're bringing it in. Because this pair right here, I loved how it turned out. I did the track pant, same track pant I used on that pair. I did the back of the track pant, and then I did the front of the jeans, and then I created this little detail on the sides just from fabric that I already had. Well, these fit me pretty good in the front, but the back is like I could barely get my butt in the back. It was like smashing my butt really bad. So someone one size down from me, these would fit them perfectly. So that's, and I'm probably gonna I might put these on my Rezint Her in the upcycling section of that website. Once I launch that, these might go up in there, or I might just redo them for something else. But I like the way they turned out. They're just a little too tight. These don't have a lot of stretch, so that's one reason why they were a little too tight. So the next pair, these are some rag and bone jeans that I thrifted from, I think I thrifted these from Wasteland in West Hollywood, California. So I love these rag and bone jeans, and I put some American Apparel like disco leggings in the back. These turned out really good. They're a tiny bit tight in the back, just a tiny bit. That's why I say upsize and everything. I upsized in these, but these were too tight on me. So now someone one size smaller than me could definitely fit these, and I'll probably put these on my Rezint Her upcycling section of my website as well. Once it's launched, I will keep you all updated on that for sure. But I love the way these turned out. They turned out really cute. So I'm also going to, I'm not going to style any of these pieces, because like I said, these two are really tight on me, but this one does look really good. In a separate video, once I get a bunch of upcycles that are all my size, I'm gonna go ahead and show you all how to style them. But I'll put that in a separate video, because I don't want to make the video too long, because I'm already showing you like how I did this one and how I did this one. I didn't even show you how I did this one, because literally I just took the front and the back and put them together. I didn't add any detailing. This is the only one that I really, this one and the other one that you're gonna see in the video. So altogether there's 4 of them that I made. But yeah, just enjoy these upcycles. Know that you could take 2 pair of pants and combine them. So without further ado, let's just get right into all these upcyclings and styling video for these coming soon. I have these jeans and these breakaways. I thrifted these. So I got these off of ThredUp. This is the brand. It's called LF the brand, and they do stuff like this. But I don't even think they're around anymore. You can't even, I looked up their Instagram and they're not even around anymore. But there's a lot of it on ThredUp, And they used to be kind of popular, like for a second, I guess. I don't know, but I'm gonna take, I don't like the front of these jeans, but so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the front from about, I'm gonna take these off. I'd say from right here straight down. I'm gonna keep only that part of the front, and then I'm gonna add the front of this all the way to this part along the bottom. That way I can get rid of these rivets and I don't have to worry about that. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do with that. I want to go ahead and cut up the sides. So cut up the side seam. And I'm just gonna cut right through the waistband, right there. And then I'm gonna open it up and lay it flat. Okay. Got that off. And I want to mark exactly where I'm gonna cut. I'm not gonna wing it. I'm marking exactly where I want to cut. So let's see, this is about 2 inches. So I want to make sure I leave enough room to not mess with the fly. I still want to be able to zip it. And this is a marking pen that goes away when you iron it. It goes away with heat. So I'm keeping it 2 inches from the fly. So it's gonna come out right here a little bit, but that's okay. I just wanna stay on this 2-inch line right here. Right at that 2-inch mark. So this is the piece we're getting rid of. So we're just gonna do one side at a time. The other side's self-explanatory. You do this each side the same. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use this as my pattern piece for this. So I'm gonna open my leg up at the inseam. Okay, now I want to lay this out. I cut the entire front off. Copy this. And these jeans were a little bit big on me, so I don't mind if this kind of brings it in a little bit. That's why I'm not really adding any seam allowance, because they were a little big anyway. Okay, so you want to take the panel that you want to use, and we know we definitely want this to be on the edge of the jean. So lay that out. Put this right on the edge of the jean. You just want to cut out the pattern. And like I said, you can add seam allowance if you want, but these jeans were kind of big on me, so I don't want to add seam allowance. But if you want to add seam allowance, you can do that as well. Take this side seam and put right sides together on the outside seam, and we're going to alright, and we're going to sew right sides together all the way down. Okay, So I got that put on there, and now I'm gonna turn it this way because I gotta do on this side, I gotta do right sides together. So just wanna turn it over and do right sides together. And then you just want to sew all the way down. All right, here goes the finished result. The only thing that I should have did was I took, when I did the other side, I just laid the pattern piece over and cut it instead of doing the 2 inches, 2 inches, 2 inches, and I was a little off right here. So I'm gonna end up doing another pair. But overall, you get the point, and they're cute. I tried them on; they look good. It's just this is really off. It's off-centered. I should have measured a little bit better right there. Since I messed up these pair, mainly the only thing that I really messed up was, you see this goes in a little further, and I didn't. I don't know, because this is the same, but yeah, that just doesn't look right. It's crazy because down here, no, it just doesn't look right when I tried it on. And plus, I don't like this button fly. So I don't know, but I love the way the back of these jeans fit me. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the entire front off. I have these track pants right here that I think I'm gonna take the entire front of these off and put them on the front of this and see what it looks like. Because I love the way these fit in the back. So yeah, I'm gonna see how it looks. Okay, so I took the back off the jeans and I serged all the raw edges because it was pretty frayed from seam ripping again. So now I'm gonna take the front off of these pants, and let me see how I'm gonna do it. So I'm gonna cut up the sides, and I'm gonna leave myself enough room for that, enough seam allowance for this piping to lay right in there. So right around a 1/2 inch. So you gotta take the entire front off, that's side seams and inseam. On the inseam, I'm not really leaving much seam allowance because these pants are really wide and my jeans are not as wide, so I'm gonna have to even that out when I get to the bottom. So they're not, so they're pretty much the same. So I'm gonna save this back because I think I have another idea for the back of these pants. We got our front, kept the pockets. That's a huge deal. Now we're gonna take our back right side out. And then we're gonna take our front and lay right sides together. And we're gonna do the side seams first. So if you can see, this is a lot wider. And make sure that piping is laying facing the inside of the jean. You can feel for it. And when you're sewing too, you can also feel for it. To make sure you don't sew over that piping. You want that piping to come right out at the edge and none of this other fabric to show. You want it to lay right like that. So you want to feel for it and just know your seam allowance and just really just butt right up to it, and you should be good. Just gotta make sure it lays right. And this is a lot wider. I'm definitely probably gonna cut some of this off. Mark right here, gonna mark right here. And I'm going to go ahead and cut and hem. So I'm gonna take this and peel it back for right now. Measure this cut line, which is right about 2 inches. I'll just go ahead and do 2 inches. Okay, so I'll cut. So this right here is at, this stitching line is at 1 inch. I'm just gonna cut it off right at the stitching line. Because it's at 1 inch. I'm gonna serge this bottom and turn under and hem at 1 inch. I stitched the bottom of that. I did not have this color thread and nothing close to it. So I just stitched it with a lighter green. But now that that's even, we'll go back to the sides. And now I'm gonna sew my side seam down. And I'm gonna do the same thing to the other leg. And then I'll come back and we'll do the inseam. We'll sew the inseam together. Got the side seams sewn in. Like that's gonna pop out right there. Keeping right sides together. We need to find the crotch. And I'm gonna pin the crotch and not clip the crotch. I wanna pin it to make sure it doesn't move at all. So I'm gonna pin the crotch and then clip down each side. So as I'm clipping down, you see how much wider this is? I'm gonna trim just a little bit, not much. But just a little bit. That way they don't act up at the bottom. Alright, and I'm just gonna stitch on the inside at like 3/8 of an inch, and then I'm gonna go through and double stitch, do a second row of stitching like right there at the crotch. I have the back of these pants from the last upcycle, and I really want to add them to these pants. And then I have this fabric here. I thought about doing like a panel going down the side of maybe like these two colors or these two colors. I don't want it to be too wide. I want it to be about maybe 1.5 inches. So if I do 1.5 inches, I can't get a lot of the colors in there. Trying to think of what colors will look best. You know the drill. I've been doing this. The entire upcycle is basically the same in so many different variations. So I'm gonna take the front off of these pants And again, I can save all of this denim. I could save the back for a whole nother project. So you want to make sure this is buttoned. We'll take our front, right side up, right side's facing. And what we're gonna do is, because I gotta make sure that when I put this down the outside, it lays right and I can get to it easily. So you don't want to sew it all the way up. One side's gonna definitely be easier than the other side, but I should be able to open that up pretty good. So I'll do one side. You always want to start at the waistband and get that lined up first. And it looks like the jean is a little bit longer, so what we're gonna do is we'll just cut that very bottom part off and we'll let it fray in the wash. And these are way bigger than this, but we'll worry about that when we do the inseam. Okay, so I'm gonna stitch all the way down and I'm gonna serge the edges. Okay, so I got that side stitched and I'm gonna open it up. First of all, I need to measure this so I can see how long I need this strip to be, which it's 41 inches. So the strip is 41 inches, but I'm gonna need to use some seam allowance to tuck it under and have it a nice edge. Those colors look kind of good. Make the strip 2.5 inches wide, folding a 1/2 inch on each side, 42 inches long, and fold a 1/2 inch at the top and a 1/2 inch at the bottom. All right, and then you want to make 2 of these. We're gonna turn up a 1/2 inch and clip this at the bottom on each side. We're only gonna turn in about 1/4 of an inch on each side, not a 1/2 inch. I feel like a 1/2 inch is too much. I'm gonna pin this going all the way up. Okay, now that I got that side pinned, we just want to do like an edge stitch all along this side right here. So same thing with this side, pin it down and sew it down, and then we'll come back. Okay, so that looks really good. Now it's not going to be as easy because, you know, I had the chance to open this all the way up on this side, but on this side I'm not gonna have. So if I stitch that down, yeah, I can open it pretty good. So I'm gonna do the same on this side, pin it down and stitch the side down. But this is gonna be a little bit of a trickier part because you got this part in the way, so I can't just lay it flat on the machine. But it's just a small part that we're gonna have an issue with. So go ahead and lay it flat, pin it all down. All right, so here they are. Both sides are finished. It wasn't hard at all to get onto that other side. It was pretty easy. It's just a short distance, so it was super easy. Now I'm gonna turn them inside out and do the crotch, right sides together. And you just want to stitch the inseam all the way around. I love the way they turned out, but yeah, they turned out super cute. This pair I love. These fit me really well. And then you've seen the red pair, which I had to take apart because I used the back of these. I also did it the same thing to this pair. So here's these jeans, and I put the spandex on the back. But yeah, these turned out really well too. So I thought about something. Instead of top stitching this stripe detail on there, I can actually make it 3 panels. And I just wanted to plop that in there because these were tight in the butt on me, and the fact that I top stitched it on, that that didn't make the pant any wider. And I was like, well, I can make the pant wider because I can make it 3 panels. The front panel being the jean, the middle panel being the stripe detail, and then the back panel being the track pant. So I just wanted to put that in there, that you could do it that way.